Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, let's make something special. Stay tuned. So as you guys know, I have been Christmas card crafting this week, and I am just so in love with this box. I just love how it turned out. And I am going to do something a little bit different today. We are still going to craft with cards, but we're going to craft with cards for a different celebration. I want to put a disclaimer out that I am not very well versed in the religion of Judaism, as well as the celebration of Hanukkah. However, I do know enough to hopefully respectfully craft for the religion as well as for the celebration. And I did get several requests asking that I do some crafting for Hanukkah, and when I get multiple requests, then I'll take it into consideration. And this was one of those requests that I got several times, like I said, and it was one of those that, you know, I can certainly do it if I can find the papers to do it justice. And I was able to find greeting cards for Hanukkah as well as coordinating papers to go with it. So I am going to spend a couple of videos doing some Hanukkah crafting and show you guys some more things that we can do with our greeting cards. So let's get started on making this. So to make our card, we are going to need 2 greeting cards. And I am going to use this beautiful, beautiful card that I got from Old Time Pottery. And you get 18 cards in a box, and the price on the box is $16, but at Old Time Pottery they were only $5.99. And then we're also going to need 2 strips that measure 1.5 by 12. So let's get started. So I am going to bring in my scoreboard, and the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to make a score at 2 inches all the way across. And then I am going to rotate it. Okay, so we're going to be working on this side, only the white part of this, the back part. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take the fold point of this and I am going to place it at the 2.5 inch mark. And because I'm out of blades, I'll be using my finger blade to make my cut. So I've got it placed at 2.5 inches, and then I'm just going to cut and remove the excess. And now I'll come back with my scoring tool and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to flip it over because it's easier for me to do this way. But then I'm going to come back in and make another score, but I'm only going to score down to this score mark here. I'm not going to come all the way to the bottom. So there's a score that runs all the way across. I am going to come in, and at the 1 3/8 point, I am going to score down to that score mark and stop. I'm not going to go through it. So hopefully you guys can see that. And one more thing that I'm going to do to this is I am going to then place it back in so that my 2-inch score mark that comes all the way across both pieces is now back into position. And I am going to remove some more of this paper because I really don't want it to be as long as it is. So I am taking off 1/4 inch, and that's it. So now I'll fold and burnish my scores. And on this one, the one that I didn't go all the way down on, I'm just going to flip it inward and just kind of do it like that. I'm not going to give it a real burnishing. And now I'm going to flip this over. And what I'm going to do is right here where I've got what was my center fold, I am just going to go up to the score mark and drag down. And then I'll come in and I'm starting to create a tab. So I'll come in here and do that. And then I'm going to remove this. And it really is as simple as that. And so now I'll bring my other piece back in, and I've already got it scored as well. So I am going to take this, come back with my bone folder and get that nice and crisp. So I'm just going to place glue on this glue flap, and then we'll bring our piece in and we're going to get it stuck down. Just like that. And I'll come back and I'm going to smooth that out, and then I'll flip this over and get it stuck. And I'm not going to do anything to cover these words because I quite honestly think they add charm to the card. So I am going to come back to this one, place my glue down, bring this over, and we can close our bag. How easy is that? I mean, what a quick and easy way to make a really, really meaningful gift bag. So now that we've got it closed, we can go ahead and put it together. So I'm going to stand it up, and I'm going to fold my sides in, then I'll fold my back piece in, and then I'll fold my front piece in, and whichever one you decide is your front or your back, they're both going to be the same, so it really doesn't matter. So at this point, I am going to place some glue on my flaps. I'm going to fold this over just like that. Then I will place glue on this flap. I will fold it over, stand it up, come back in with my bone folder, and let's get everything nice and stuck down. And because these cards are so thick, you really don't need to put any chipboard or anything in the bottom, but if you are going to be putting something that is, I would say, significant in weight, you might want to consider it. So now we've got our bag and it looks like this. So now we can pinch our sides and we can get our bag look going just like that. So now I'm going to bring in my strip that measures 12 by 1.5. Bring in my scoreboard, and I am going to score this at 3/8 of an inch. And then I'll turn it and I'll score this at 1/2 of an inch. Now we can take this and fold and burnish our scores. And now we can glue our handle shut. So I'm just going to place glue from one end to the other, fold that over, come back in with my bone folder, get that glue worked in, and get it stuck down. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Place my glue. Fold it over. Come in with my bone folder and get it stuck down. And then what I like to do is I like to take my handle, run it along the edge of my desk so that I can get that curve going. And you can also take your finger and get the same effect. So now I'll bring in the one that's already dry that I did earlier, and we can decide how we want to place these. Do we want to place them on the outside or do we want to place them on the inside? And because I don't want to lose any of the words, I am going to place this on the inside, just like that. So I am going to use my reptile glue. And then I'm going to stand this up for just a minute. And where you place them is completely up to you. I just have, whenever I make a bag like this, I just have a certain spot that I like for mine to be in. So I'm going to hold it for a second, and then once it's grabbed, I am going to come back in with my bone folder, get it stuck down, and then we're free to do the other side. Isn't that cute? So I'll take my glue, put it on my handle, put this inside, and get it nice and stuck. So I'm going to lay that down, come back in with my bone folder, get my handle stuck down. And just like that, we have a fun, festive little bag for Hanukkah. Now you can dress these up as much or as little as you like. For me, I am just going to put some flat back pearls on here just to give it a little cuteness. So I'll take that and put it right there. Grab this one, put it right there. Take a look at them to make sure they're even. Then I'll flip this over and we'll do the same thing over here. So I'll grab some glue, put it down, grab my flat back and place it. Check it out just to make sure that it's nice and even. And it is. So I'm going to let that dry for just a minute, clean up a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so there we have it. We have got a gorgeous little Hanukkah gift bag. And when finished, this bag measures 5 by 4 7/8, and it is 2 inches deep. So it's a nice little size bag. I am going to bring the other one back in, and I absolutely love these. I mean, it is just amazing what you can do with a greeting card. And in this case, we took Hanukkah cards and we made nice celebratory bags for Hanukkah. You can make them for any reason, any season, any gender, guys. Just find a greeting card that works for you and turn it into whatever you need for it to be. So I hope that you guys have liked today's video. And if you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys have a great day. Happy crafting and shalom.